Hello. Alright, that all goes successfully, I think. Cool. Hey everybody, good morning. Thank you for the good vibes to start things off there, Imagination Artist. Welcome and good morning to you. Zombie Boy, thank you for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Mika and Pachi, good to see you. Sorry about the turnips. And Akon, good to see you. And Cold Bus, welcome, welcome, welcome. For me it is 10 a.m. on Saturday. Not really any news to speak of today, I suppose. Well, actually, I'll have some stream news in addition to go over briefly. Just kind of today's agenda, basically. Not really news. And hey, Hazy, good morning, Gina. Great to see you. How are you doing? How's your evening? If you feel like sharing. Just gonna... Bro keeps sending me letters. I really do need to write him back. I might do that today if I really think of it. Dead and pushing. Nice. Okay, so... Let's see. Where to start? So first of all, unfortunately, I think the first thing I need to say is that my back is hurting a lot. And also my neck, and also my shoulders. Just very sore. I was trying to stretch a bit before stream, which hopefully will help, but I may not make it the full 4 hours today. I'm not sure. We're going to have to see how it goes. But I know last Sunday when I hit the end of it, well, we'll just see. But just a fair warning. Why am I with something covering my head? It's a hooded sweatshirt. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. What do you mean? My head gets cold sometimes because I do not have... I shave my head and then am balding, so it gets chilly up here sometimes. Does this throw people off, the hooded sweatshirt? I guess I do wear a hat. I mean, I wear hats quite a bit of the time. I could switch to a hat. You can use your good mornings to make me switch to a hat, in fact. I leave that in your power. And Queenie, Eli thought I had a wig on. Huh. Is this really... this is throwing people off that much, huh? Oh, because the beautiful bald head has been covered. Well, thank you. That's... Alright, that's actually a lot more complimentary than I kind of thought that was going. I'm sorry to make you sad, but it just gets chilly. Just gets chilly up top there. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably end up flipping it down at some point. But so, in terms of stream things, as I was saying, there is unfortunately a reasonable chance that I'll be ending a little bit early today. We'll just have to see. Aside from that, though, I'm excited to be after an hour and a half or 2 hours of Animal Crossing, whatever work it ends up being. I am going to try out some crowd control games. I'll like highlight a list or something of the stuff I've set up. And that's sort of a versus chat situation where I will play the game and you viewers watching will be able to directly interact and affect the gameplay. And let me catch back up on chat a little bit. So Gina did say, evening was wonderfully scary and got to meet the queen herself. What a pleasure, that's great to hear. I wish I could have come, but I'm so glad that you all had a good time. And hey Doc, great to see you. Great to see you in here, good morning. And I don't think I said it before, how are... Oh, and Eli, I'm sorry, I acknowledged your message, but didn't really quite say hello. Didn't actually say good morning to you. Good morning, it's great to see you. How are folks' weekends going so far? If anybody, has anything to say or mention. Alright, I'm going to drop this DIY and check my turnip prices from Econ. And Eli's finally getting on ACNH. Great. So glad. And hey, Glenda, welcome. Good morning to you. I can say we do have one member of the community here, one member of the kingdom, in fact, fellow member, who is really in need of a good turnip price. So if folks who are able and so inclined to possibly allow someone over to sell, yeah, I don't have a very good price here, unfortunately. Only 79 bells. And yes, Con, my town theme is the opening of Cruel Angel's Thesis from Neon Genesis Evangelion. I like that show a lot. I've still been meaning to watch the like Netflix redub, honestly, just because I think I've seen just about every other version at this point in terms of dubs and subs. And it's a show I tend to watch maybe every other year. I go through that. I just, anytime I mention the show, a lot of people don't seem to not necessarily get the memo, but and the movie, End of Evangelion, is like I would consider it a kind of a mandatory part of the watching. Just me putting that out there. Mikan heard the Netflix redub was awful, lots of censoring. I saw like 2 kind of major quibbles with the translation, and didn't hear much negative about it otherwise. The thing that throws me off watching it is that they didn't get Fly Me to the Moon for the ending songs, and that like that's a for me that's like a major loss of atmosphere. Doesn't feel quite the same without that song at the end. But as I've watched like the first episode of the redub, and that was fine to me, I guess. It's always, I mean, people like tend to have strong reactions to new voice actors for like things that they're familiar with, which I understand. Like I have a friend who I think still refuses to watch the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because the voices are so different from what he's used to. And you know, it's like at a certain point it's just like, all right, whatever. I do think he's missing out. I thought Brotherhood was excellent. But you know, if people just want to stick with what they're familiar with, there's just a, you know, at a certain point you kind of stop pushing and just have to leave them on that one. And certainly I'm not going to get rid of my my copies of Eva anytime soon. Either way, I'm glad that it's like more available to people. John, wish you could watch Eva, but you've been told it has a lot of flashing lights. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's the worst about it, but it is, I think, a fair hazard and warning on that one. I'd be curious if they did any, like that, see, that's the kind of thing where I think, I don't know, I wish there were more people were doing to have like optional filters on that stuff, to make it more accessible. It's the large problem with old video games as well, and like with the NES Classic and SNES Classic mini systems. Nintendo apparently did like patch some of those ROMs to make some of the flickering on some of those old games less severe, and that, like, I like that. You know, I think that's a net positive. I don't personally want more flashing. Generally, I do always wish that these things were just like toggles in people's hands. You know, if nothing else, so that like you know that it's there, you know that it's better, for one thing. Oh, let me catch up on. And Mikon said, the goose has collected all the Dragon Balls. The dragon is summoned. What is your desire? The goose honks. As you wish. The dragon disappears. Nothing noticeable has changed, and that makes you nervous. It's a fun little short story there. And hey, Queen Claire, good morning to you. It's great to see you. Great to see you in here. How are you feeling today? I hope you had a good evening. And thank you, Doc, for the hydrate and the posture check. I just filled up my water. Let me grab that. And I'm gonna appreciate all the posture checks today. I'll repeat occasionally, but there is a chance that if I start having worse back pain or troubles, I may have to end today's stream early. Fingers crossed on that front. Is there an item I'm looking for right now, Dar? Thank you for asking. What a friend. I want to send this to a resident. I always do that wrong. Is there anything I'm looking for right now? I never... Not off the top of my head is the most honest answer. I've been doing a lot of just exterior decorating as a focus, but thank you so much. I'll try to think of anything. What about you, Dar? Anything you're looking for? And just going back to, in terms of the daily agenda, today's agenda here, I am up for, yeah, I'm up for suggestions in terms of the Animal Crossing portion of the morning. I'm going to do my morning rounds to start off with. But if, you know, if people are interested in me going to their island or vice versa, just let me know what you're thinking about, what you're feeling. Also, I have a dream code saved somewhere that I want to visit. Although I might do that as a Monday thing. And Dar's looking for seasonal recipes, like which season? The spooky recipes? I'll take a look for who's crafting around here and see if maybe there's a good recipe for you to get. And yeah, just a reminder, if anybody is okay with checking their turnip prices, and ideally then having someone over if you have a good price, but Mikon is looking for something over 94 bells, yeah. Or I suppose if absolutely desperate, as close to that as possible. So Khan says it's your time to be gay then. Always. It's certainly any time I'm streaming. But always. And Doc's already at the airport in case you can come over. Alright, thanks for letting me know. Like I said, I'm gonna take a bit to do my morning rounds. So feel free to leave the airport and do anything else if you feel like it, but I appreciate you making your interest known. Larry says, guess the spooky ones, but mainly the fall ones. Alright. I won't be able to help you out on the fall ones, since it is like spring in the southern hemisphere. But good to know in case, if I get any extra ones, I'll try to keep it in mind. Ooh, Eli's got 150, and hey, PB Ange, welcome on in. Good to see you here. How you doing? Let's get this money tree ready. Yeah, that would be great if getting that community help on the turnips is just wonderful. So appreciated. And no worries, Dar. Don't expect you to keep track of everything going on my island. I think it'll be more obvious to people once all you northern hemisphere folks are in winter. It'll be a pretty big difference. Maybe I suppose some folks will walk in and just think that I'm time traveling or something like that. But no. What is the deal? I have not seen one fly. What is the deal with these flies? boy, someone was running around my flowers, I think. I think somebody yesterday may have picked a lot of flowers. Picked or run on a lot of flowers. Truthfully does not bother me too much. If it happened a lot, I suppose it would. I think so. We did have some new visitors yesterday, and they may have just been excited. And speaking of new people, thank you again, Zombie Boy, for that follow earlier. I appreciate that, and I wanted to give the brief rundown on the stream. And hey, Mars Girl, welcome. Take note there. Certainly important for newcomers. There is our main moderator, Mars Girl. Not our only moderator, but our main. I hope that that's alright with people. If any of my other moderators are lurking here, I hope it's not unfair for me to say. But I am Manxlot. You can call me Manx or D, and use he, him, please. And I stream Animal Crossing every morning. Been doing that since New Horizons came out, and I've been playing the games for a long time. And I've really enjoyed streaming. I add some variety in there, mostly on the weekends now. And I got hopefully have some fun plans for later today here. Croak's voice? What, he sounds perfectly fine. Just like any good croak would. Too deep. Too deep. What's such a thing as that? I can't imagine. The birthday cupcakes look so delicious. I know, Dar. Every time I see them, I get so hungry for a cupcake. Makes Star want to eat it, but you don't. Hey, sometimes you need to. Although there's something else very useful for the cupcakes, as I recall. That's how you give them to villagers for birthday furniture. Is that right? I think. Oh, and Eli with a highlighted dodo code in chat there. Very, very nice of you, Eli. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Apple is rushing somewhere. My goodness. I'm gonna move these momentarily. But I would need to do it carefully. I don't actually have any place to put them now. Yeah, I wanted to figure out games on here, though. And I wanted to do that one of these weekends. Alright, beach? Beach. I'm gonna do it a skeleton at a time, basically. Just wherever I can find the room to put these down. That was only ever a place for me to experiment and play around with those. This is alright. Here we go. Here's some space. Dar asks, do I know if Oh yeah, I remember you saying that 6 a.m. was your favorite hourly. It's calming and exciting, I think. Right? I totally get that. I think that's what you said. I meant to say. Yeah, no worries. I know that feeling. I forget what I said or meant to say. But sure, is that still your favorite? You got a new favorite? Always curious to hear. Gay amusement park, most fabulous place on earth. Yeah, sounds good. Wonder if that isn't a thing. I wonder why not. Oh, is that a... Hey, come over here. I think that might just be another Agrius, but let's check it out. Yeah. Not a peacock butterfly, which is what I'm wanting. I may... Do I just need to put more? More black, blue, and purple flowers over here? It's... maybe. But yeah, if gay rodeos, why not gay amusement parks? And 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is now Dar's favorite. Alright, what? I'm curious, did anything in particular prompt that shift? Or was it just after further thought and observation? There we go. Boom. And yes, these the fossil chimeras are getting some new homes here. We'll see how long they last. Getting them new spots. I didn't know that they were really gonna stick around even, but I feel slightly attached to them now. Having attached them to each other. Where are the rainbows? You would need lots of rainbows, it's true. Quite a few different types you can want to be going with as well. Lots of options there. Oh, Dar hasn't heard 6 a.m. in a while, so yeah, that's fair. And no worries, come. Some caps are okay. For the most part, I appreciate people's excitement. Too many caps can be too much, definitely. But you're all right on that one. Everybody gets a shout or two here and there, I think. Except maybe me. I don't really want to shout on stream. Personally speaking, I don't think I need one of these, frankly. Just be free, Agrius. Oh, because you didn't, unintentional caps lock, I understand. Dar wishes you didn't struggle with typing and writing. You know, sometimes there are like typing tutors in terms of software that can be a help. So that might be something. It may be something you need, like an individualized study or teacher for. My typing is not super professional. It's okay. But in terms of like handwriting, my mom actually did get me a handwriting tutor when I was young, and that is why I have good handwriting as an adult. I have no idea what it would be like without somebody sitting me down and like teaching me again how to make letters and stuff. And also, you know, some people just do have more of a challenge with certain parts of it, and that may be just something to recognize and, you know, work within your own limitations. It just takes long to write and you don't know how to spell certain words well. I mean, of course, nobody knows how to spell everything, and I've got a few words. I'm mostly a pretty good speller, but there's a few that always trip me up. And I think it's something I used to be picky about, kind of, I don't know, not always the coolest person about people misspelling things when I was younger. And these days I'm a lot more, you know, it's just like, it is why we have dictionaries, it is why we look things up and have spell check and all that. Too many cats can spoil the stew, that's funny. And I still haven't done your request. I'm sorry, I think I missed it entirely. Thank you for reminding me, Elon. You got that hydrated imposter check earlier. Oh boy. I completely missed Eli getting on top of the new channel awards. And by the way, folks, maybe some of you have some channel points stacking up. I do think I have a nice array at this point, and I did add a new one based on popular suggestion recently. And hey, Rob Games, welcome. Welcome on in. Good to see you. All right, let me study what Eli gave me here, because I'm going to have to both pronounce it, and I need to go look up a definition for it. Yes, that's what I'm handling at the moment here right now, in fact. First one off the bat is, I believe, maybe a word designed to just be one of the longest words in the English language. So this is taking me a second. It is several mouthfuls, I would say. All right, let me give it a shot here. Pneumono ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. I messed up one of those syllables at least. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna give it another one. Pneumono ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. Few more minutes and I might even be able to get that one to roll out a little bit. Definition: an obscure term ostensibly referring to a lung disease caused by silica dust, sometimes cited as one of the longest words in the English language. And we got another read a word from the dictionary. The good running joke here from Queen Claire's stream, I do think. Famous old joke about a duck asking for grapes. It was actually one of my grandmother's favorite jokes. She would tell it all the time. Grapes. Noun. Functioning as singular. Wait, what? Wait, hold up. What year is this dictionary from? Well, okay, so this is not the definition I thought we were going for, but functioning as singular, vet science, archaic, an abnormal growth resembling a bunch of grapes on the fetlock of a horse. OKDictionary.com. I wasn't prepared for that one. Here, let me give another. Plural form of grape. Any of various woody vines of the genus Vitis, bearing clusters of edible berries and widely cultivated in many species and varieties. Okay, let me catch up on chat here before I read this other one. Oh, thank you, Queen Art. Thank you, Queen Art. I appreciate that. Pasted into chat. Oh yeah, the previous one. I can indeed. And hello, B. Welcome on in. You just got me in the middle of reading out some dictionary words that most golden of content, apparently. I am honestly a little bit surprised by people's eagerness for this one, but it is actually quite fun for me. And we have one more word here to read out. Influence. Noun. Power affecting a person, thing, or course of events, especially one that operates without any direct or apparent effort. Let's see. Power to sway or affect based on prestige, wealth, ability, or position. And finally, a person who exerts such power. All right. And let me see if I missed anything in chat. Okay. Alright, thank you. Great to see you, B. Welcome on in again. How is your weekend going? Did I shoot that balloon down, or did I just get so caught up in things that it sailed past? No, I got the shaved ice myth here. Alright, ooh, alright, we got more. Let's grab a seat here by, KK for this next one. And thank you for spending your good mornings here, folks. I really do appreciate it. Humidifier. Noun. A device for increasing the humidity in a room, greenhouse, or other enclosure. One who or that which humidifies or moistens, specifically. A mechanical device for moistening the atmosphere, as in a textile factory, to keep it at a desired degree of relative humidity. Noun, a device that increases the moisture content of the air, used to avoid excessive dryness in buildings, which can cause irritation to the throat. Compare dehumidifier. And one more. Yeah, I know people are not always a fan of that particular word describing somewhat wet. Alright, and read a word queen, that's a good one. Very appropriate. Queen, noun. The wife or widow of a king. Noun. A woman sovereign. Now there's a word I like quite a bit, sovereign. Nice. Nice and, it's just a good word, honestly. I like the ring to it. Alright, any others, folks? What am I even doing? I think I was headed to the, airport to send some post. What kind of butterfly is that one? I know it's not the kind I want. Is that the Raja Brooks birdwing, right? Close. I think there's an extra E in there. Yeah. Very close. And yeah, I guess just one sort of closing thought rattling around my head just regarding what we were, regarding spelling and stuff. Like, there are times where it's important to get spelling right, you know, on turning papers in or in, you know, certain professional settings, of course. But like, you know, typically speaking, in my, certainly in my experience and from what I see around, like, most of the time where spelling is important to, you know, present and get right, you're generally allowed the, like, space to look up spellings. You know, with exceptions for, like, in-class essays and things like that, which at least while I was in uni, I think I had all of one or two. I think maybe one or two in-class, like, writing segments. And I was a humanities major before dropping out. So my classes were, you know, generally heavy on sort of that kind of writing segments and things like that. And, ooh, okay, we got some more words. Good ones. All right. Let me send these really quickly, and I'll read those out. Just got to get my daily fossils in the mail. And, hey, you know, Claire, if you ever find yourself actually just inundated by these, let me know and I'll turn the fire hose off. But I figure, you know, 10 villagers, 10 fossils a day, probably using up more than I'm putting in the mail, at least. But always, just let me know. Alright, I don't know what dictionary's got that one in there. That'd be a highly specialized dictionary. Alright, cool. Good point, Mars girl. But glad to hear Queen Claire. I'll keep on, as long as I think I'm getting it down as a habit. Just remembering to get those off when I get in there. And it is nice that it's funny how relatively easy it is to complete the fossil part of the museum. But I'm glad that there is one it is on the easy side to finish up. Sounds like I have to tell the story of my name. It's not much of a story. I think I've maybe done a brief semi-history of how that's come to be. But I can go over it again. It takes not but a minute. Let me read these words here. Let's get a nice seaside view. And oh goodness, I'm tempted to put myself as a ghost in the sky again, but I don't really need to do that right now. Words. Let me pull up these here. I got that one and that one. And next up is going to be gloaming, which I should be able to know off the bat, off the top of my head. Gloaming, noun, twilight, dusk. Noun, the fall of the evening is a time of dusk or gloom, the twilight. Noun, closing period or decline as the gloaming of life. Sort of a metaphorical usage there. And a kingdom. Interesting. Let's see. Kingdom, noun, a political or territorial unit ruled by a sovereign. Noun, the eternal spiritual sovereignty of God or Christ. Yes, I guess that, depending on your dictionary, that would come up quite a bit. What is the source of this one? The American Heritage Dictionary of the English Language, 5th edition. Curious. I'm actually just doing searches on DuckDuckGo, or and just do define in the word, and that works quite handily. So let's try define Manx-a-lot here. Well, that's interesting. It's a non-zero results. That is me posting on a public message board several years ago. How about that? It's a little bit eerie. I do forget sometimes that you can just Google my name and find things that I wrote. Gee whiz. Okay, it's from June last year, and me talking about the legality of playthroughs of games. Wow, that is incredibly on point with a recent conversation going on Twitter. Alright, I didn't need to go down that rabbit hole, but how about that? And Eli's just curious, if I don't want to share, don't have to, how much do I make streaming? That's something I'm okay with being transparent about. I understand a lot of people being sensitive about that question. And I've thought about it, and I don't think I mind saying myself. I got my first, wait, that is ringing. I do not know that number. I can leave a message. Alright, couple of thoughts. I'm just gonna grab, I'm gonna grab a seat shortly so that I can keep talking and not do silly things by trying to do two things at once. And yeah, DuckDuckGo is a good web search website. Useful for searching the web. I just default to it most of the time. I have to tell the very quick story of the name of Manx-a-lot on request. And then breakdown of, yeah, my first payment from Twitch, which was really exciting. I thought about saying something about it when that happened, but yeah, what I really don't want to do and want to be clear that I want to stay away from is like boasting or bragging. I know, Mekon case in point, that there are people who stream and and have been streaming for a while and have yet to see a dime from Twitch. And that's partly with how Twitch does payouts for affiliates. So I guess I'll do this first and then the Manxlot name. So Twitch waits until you've earned, like through their metrics, until they say you've earned $100, I believe, and then they will pay you however you've set up your payment options on a net 30-day basis after you hit that mark of accruing $100. And so I did get my first payment from Twitch like a week ago for I think it was $112. And the way that breaks down is the first thing that is really, really important to stress for people is I have to pay state and federal income tax on that. So that number is before taxes, and that takes a pretty decent chunk out of it just off the bat. The second thing to note with that is I have spent 300 hours streaming on Twitch. I have been streaming every day on Twitch for over 100 days now. I still think I'm extraordinarily lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones to have people spending money on my stream, to have people, buying subs, gifting subs, cheering, all of that stuff. It's incredibly meaningful to me. As I mentioned, I have a day job, but I'm very, very grateful to still be getting enough hours in to keep my head basically above water. But it's not comfortable. My hours are about half what they used to be 2 years ago, and that has been hard. It's been a harder time for me. So the money, just even the little bit coming in from Twitch, it does make a difference. So I think, is there anything else I wanted to mention with that? Yeah, just again, I think, in terms of making any kind of money off Twitch, just keep in mind it took me 300 hours and 100 days of daily streaming to get that first paycheck, and I do consider myself like really well supported and very fortunate. And I don't mean to be discouraging to anybody who's interested in doing this and wants to go that way. But for me, it really has been important that, I'm not trying to make this a new job for me. I'm not trying to make this a primary source of revenue, and that I focus on my day job and have that. And also that even for me, I didn't realize just kind of how little money there could be in it. Not that I was expecting to make more money from streaming at this point, but I just, 30 cents an hour. 30 cents an hour, roughly. That's, it's a low paycheck looked at that way. I'm sorry, let me make sure. Yeah, thank you, Mars Girl. I do want to be open about things. I'm not going to disclose really too many specifics about my income and things like that, but I'm happy to be transparent about the Twitch stuff in particular, and like open about that, just because like people can get some really mistaken ideas. I've just seen people with some incredibly mistaken ideas about like how successful streamers generally are, based on how successful like the very top 1% are. I'm not saying that of people here specifically at all, not of anyone here that I know of, but just I've seen that attitude around. And thank you, PPN. This has been really, it's so funny to me. I just keep thinking about, I'm so not can't do anything daily for the most part. I actually have a tremendously hard time making habits and keeping them. And how this has combined is something that I have been... I don't need to struggle to find the motivation to do. It has been really remarkable for me as an experience. Went from 4 or 5 daily viewers to 15. Yeah, that's been something I've been very grateful about. Without a doubt, seeing the average viewer rise, the average viewer count rise is really wild to me. And just as Eli says, thinks the money is a bonus to the fun of streaming. That's it. I think that it's as much as a person as possible to keep that attitude. It really does help keep things in check. Because that is how it feels for me. I would be quite sad, kind of, well, you know, once you start receiving any kind of check from something, you definitely want to keep that going. But I've been so happy doing this for, you know, again, I got my first check for things after a very long time of doing this every day. And I'm happy to keep doing it kind of on its own merits myself. And yeah, there's that spooky fence recipe down there. And B said, streaming is again one of those things you need to be in some position of privilege to keep up regularly, so time consuming, and you don't make much money from it early on. Yes, that is something that I think about a lot. And I do have to say more now than I used to. But everything about the fact that, like, I have, you know, I mean, my computer is old, but when I built it, it was a nice, you know, a nice machine. I have all of these, like, just all of my streaming stuff is decent stuff that I had around, you know, that I got on a whim because I used to have more disposable income. And again, yeah, just the privilege right now, especially of still having regular work to maintain this. And, you know, a safe job that I can do from home as well. That's huge. I don't have to travel anywhere. I don't go out. I don't have to, you know, take a lot of risks. So I'm still very privileged in a lot of ways, even if I'm not, like, as well off in some ways. Okay, I guess I don't have preview open. Let me... there is a dodo code there. Sorry, I need to catch up on chat again. And hey, Danielle Amelia, welcome. And hey, Heezy Jr., welcome to you. It's great to see you here. Sorry, I still need to catch up on chat, but I wanted to get those welcomes in. Mikan, not sure if you'll ever get your first check. Been floating around 20 since April. You know, I'm sorry to repeat this because I know you've had this advice before from us speaking, but you know, just as you build consistency, it'll make it's something that really, it takes a while, but long term, I think it is what pays off the most. I personally would put it as the #1 thing that I felt like I've done right. Which is, it's a hard thing to self-evaluate, and I could be wrong. But, you know, and that's the thing, is it just takes time. It really takes time. Again, for me, it took over 3 months of every day on Twitch on a like rigorous daily schedule, and 300 hours of streaming. That was me. People are going to have different experiences for sure. Nice. Doc upping his TARDIS and costume there, looking good though. And okay, let me go back up on Go back up on chat a bit. And Kinky Bikini, welcome. Welcome as well. Great to see you here. Did I miss an event? Let me check the, Oh, I still have a Ask Google from Khan there. Let me get that one. And I still need to do the quick version talking about the origins of the username. Bikini said it's hard to travel these days, even to the grocery store. Yes. That's another area where I've been extremely privileged. And I have a roommate who has been doing all of our grocery shopping. And I've gone to a store like twice since March, I think. Extremely lucky for me to be in that position. And he's not new to hearing Mank's name every Hito stream. Hito's great. Hito's such a good. Alright, maybe I ought to just do a couple shoutouts quickly while I'm walking around. Mikon, sister-in-law drives you mad, telling her how people were banned from Oculus before buying due to Facebook banning them. It's like, why would they buy a product if they were banned? Tried to explain to her how it was recent changes. She doesn't listen. Yes. This is why I would personally, if someone asked me, I would recommend them not to buy Oculus devices. I think that having the strings attached to Facebook accounts at this point is too much of a drawback. For various reasons, just the potential of having your account banned or locked and losing access is, I mean, it's just Facebook changes their policies, they're hard to deal with. And I also personally don't think that people should be giving them money or their minute, I mean, just like the millimeter tracking data provided by a VR system to one of the absolute most egregious, you know, surveillance companies is just spicy. Okay, sorry. And welcome, Justin. Welcome on in. Yeah, huge shout out to Lil Dial Up. Huge shout out there. So I still need to take care of a couple of requests here. So Manxlaw, let's talk about it. Short story time. I was probably 7. Probably 7 years old, playing Pokemon Red. It was probably I think it was Pokemon Red or Blue, on my Game Boy. My older sister is looking over my shoulder. Occasionally expresses interest in video games, but...
By the way, the mic's off.
Yeah, I know. Oh, actually, I guess I should turn that on.
The mic's back on.
And I just happened to be battling, at the time, Mankey. And my sister saw that and was just immediately very tickled by it, by the pig monkey Pokemon. And she immediately started calling me Mankey. But she spelled it without the E, and she also came up with her own sort of fusion creature for it that was separate. It was part like Python and part gorilla. So it became sort of its own separate thing from the Pokemon, but that was always its origins. And then so I used Mankey for a while though. And then in the last couple of years, I was looking to, rebrand once again. And it just kind of popped into my head like, Mankey, Manx a lot. And it just kind of stuck in my head. Just kind of stuck in my head. One thing I sort of associate with it is almost slightly like taking a little bit of a joke at myself, just for, I don't know, there's sort of a reference to Lancelot, and therein is also sort of a reference to the internet culture thing of white knighting, which is just like something I remind myself not to do sometimes on back when I was posting more on message boards. So there's a little bit of a story there. So Mikon said the way she talks to you is like she's purposely trying to trigger your autism. Well, that's terrible. I'm sorry that it feels like that. I couldn't hazard, but I do know that there are just, people can be awful and lash out very inappropriately, especially if they, sometimes when people feel like somehow they're being criticized as people, they will really try to just like turn it around and try to, they feel like they're being attacked and they'll get well, they can end up being very hostile, I guess. It's just an issue I've certainly seen around. A type of person who it can be very hard to talk to, where you're trying to offer an explanation, and they're taking it as like a personal criticism. And I've never known how to diffuse those situations well myself. Easy, you're surprised you got VIP on Hito's channel. I couldn't tell you what, I couldn't tell you how he determines that, but Hito seems like a pretty good judge of people. Keeps a good crowd around him, that's for sure. And Mangslot is also my DJ name. I've had, I did have a different, for a hot minute, for all of like a week of a summer, I did have a separate solo name for, that I set up for my SoundCloud. And for the single like music demo I put up on my SoundCloud. We don't need to go into that today. Let's get this question in for Google. It's now 17 minutes old. What Kantosho means?
Specifically, the exterior corner. On the website en.wiktionary.org, they say, Kanto, a corner, specifically the exterior corner.
Oh, that's interesting. And thank you, Heezy, for that posture check and hydrate. Let me... yeah, I appreciate the posture checks greatly today. And the hydration as well. Well, hey there. Spike56554, thank you for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Did I put up, I didn't put it up on the overlay, that's my mistake. Just so you know, I do have my gates open. And, give you a very quick rundown on what you just walked into. I stream Animal Crossing every day, every morning. After Animal Crossing today, I'm going to be playing some different games with Twitch crowd control enabled, which means those viewers who are still able to stick around and who are able to interact with the Twitch extension are going to have some direct control and ability to interfere with my gameplay. Hopefully a good time for folks. Maybe that is, oh, like MC Frontalot. Maybe that's what I was thinking about as well. I actually am a big MC Frontalot fan. Been ripping off Frontalot for all this time and not thinking about it. Well, then again, I think Frontalot is... It must be a... Well, this is... So Frontalot's a reference to Mix-a-Lot, right? Has Mix-a-Lot ever revealed the origins of that one? Are we all referencing Lancelot? Was I thinking about Mix-a-Lot? Because actually Mix-a-Lot and Manx-a-Lot are a little bit more similar, aren't they? Why haven't I put these? It's funny, sometimes you're so close to the picture you can't see it. Oh, of course, the biggest pups. Thank you, Mars girl. I'm gonna sell a couple of things and then hit the bank, and then figure out what I'm doing on the island here. Folks are definitely welcome to come on over. Yes, Spike, you included, absolutely. Feel free to take a trip over. Anything that's still in here, or in my Able Sisters, certainly up for grabs. Alright. genetic tree always leads back to Lancelot, who is the son of Lance a Few. There we go. Begotten of course, Lance a None. The photogenic custodian lore. Ooh. From No Horizon. Lore from No Horizon is, I'm curious. Lore is that the Star Trek reference? That's the famous lore I know. But maybe that's unrelated. Since then, nobody has divested of their lances. There we go. And check the boards there. I sure will, Doc. And Dar's wondering, how do you get the Nook Link chat thing to work in multiplayer? You already have the Nintendo Online smartphone app on your phone. That's the first step. It's just the general one called like Nintendo Switch Online. I think it's gonna look like that when you bring it up. Start voice chat? No. And so then once you're up on there, you want to pick the pick that Animal Crossing icon. And once that opens up, it'll give you a bunch of different options. Can probably figure it out. Like it'll just say loading. And yeah, from there you can do reactions or keyboard. And it should just hook in like while you're online. And by the way, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I figured out with now that they have the reactions part of the app, you can actually just double tap them. You normally, if you tap it once, it gives you like the send button at the bottom. But you can actually just double tap them with your thumb or whatever you're using to tap on your phone screen, and it'll send that reaction in there. I sort of want to remember to keep that up while I'm doing things, but usually more than I do. Oh, so this way Dar can use speech to text. Great. All right, well if that works out better for you, that's very fun. What a neat thing. What a neat accessibility workaround there. Appreciate you sharing that idea, Dar. That's good to think about. And everybody's... Wait, I gotta turn this radio off when KK's here. There we go. That way folks can just hang out and enjoy the music. Alright, and we're an hour in. Cool. I need to think about what I'm doing here. Should I keep moving flowers? I could continue trying to set up. I think I might. I think I'm gonna keep moving some flowers for a bit here. Oh, I was gonna check my bulletin board. Let me do that. Oh, more DIYs. Look at that. Thank you, folks. Have a jelly baby on you, and allons-y. And Doc was here. Aw, thank you for the drawings. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And allons-y, for those who did not take French in elementary school, means let's go. I believe that was the name of the textbook we used in 5th grade, actually. I think it was called allons-y. And see you later, Doc. Hope you had a good trip over here. I think I was just about to bring up my ACNH guide. I am still trying to work on a couple of things. Catch a couple of bugs. I'm worried about bugs. And did I actually sell that stuff in Nook's Cranny, or did I go in there and somebody flew in and I distracted myself and left? Let's see. Well, there you go. Uh. Alright, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Oh, yeah, I am. And what's a Tamagotchi mini? It's a mini Tamagotchi. I'm sorry, that's not helpful. Tamagotchis are virtual pets in a keychain form factor. This is the Tamagotchi mini that I would be using there. And it's a mini or a nano one. The normal sized ones are actually a bit larger. And so I'll give you an option here again. I see someone doc redeeming the Tamagotchi minigame. So I will give you the option though. We can either do the real hardware mini Tamagotchi, or I can do the Game Boy emulator Tamagotchi. And this is up to Doc at this point since he spent the good mornings on it. But I am prepared to do either at this point in time. Real Tamagotchi or software Tamagotchi are the choices. I will just get a couple of other things ready here. Gotta sort of clean my desk off. Eyes. Well, alright. In that case. With the steampunk outfit, looking good, Dar. Those welding goggles certainly completed that. And I am hoping to get more real hardware Tamagotchis. I do want to mention. I've got sort of a birthday and holidays coming up, so I may be, in fact, asking for something like that. I may, in fact, have already made some kind of wish list. Alright, how's it doing here? Alright, we can give it a treat. Alright, so how about it though, Doc? Cake or ice cream? You feel one way or the other about this? Let me know. And for those of you who might be wondering about such things, this is running in a Game Boy emulator that is doing a little bit of extra work to put on the Super Nintendo Super Game Boy border on it. Alright, an ice cream. Here we go. It's so secret. Oh my goodness, Mars Girl, I don't know what you'd be thinking about. Let's just do most of these are random. If you want to shout one out, Doc, you can pick one of these, the smile game, the study game, or the sports game. Most of these they're a little bit random. Or I can surprise you again. Study game, that's important. So we'll do A. And on this one we end up just we have to hope that it picks the right answer here. Oh, thank you, Justin. That's a picture of my real-life dog. Oh, all that, and it picks 3. But I used an online tool to convert the photo, and then used the Nook Link thing to import it into the game. Alright, I think we got I think that means we win if we got 2 out of 3. Alright. Oh, you want the design? Unfortunately, I don't think I did save the QR code. Somebody else asked me for that, and I had to apologize. I'll take a look again. but I appreciate it. I appreciate the compliment quite a bit. And there we go. We got some Tamagotchi time in there. Okay, alright. And yeah, just so you know, PBN, once you... Well, if you join that, I might, you can either do the thing or I'll automatically, I might just approve you. Save you the, copy-paste if I see you in there. No, no worries. Alright, so what am I doing though? That's kind of the question. I am still trying to sell things, that's right. I am still just trying to get a couple of things out of my pockets. I get so distracted, folks. And is anyone crafting a recipe? Somebody was. I was trying to remember. Who did I get that recipe from? Who moved into Monty's house? No, seriously, who moved into Monty's house? I'm not remembering my villagers right now. Wait. And then I was going to move those flowers. That's right, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm sorry, ooh, and I need to hide that, my bad. Gosh, oh boy, yeah. Please ignore that emulator screen. What is the dodo? Hey, okie dokie, welcome. It is a self-serve, just so you know. Thank you, Mars Girl, just like that. And that command will let you know the current status of my gates. And thank you for that follow. Yeah, bot's been a little slow on announcements there. I'm actually amazed, actually very funny to me that it responded to the dodo command before announcing the follower. But thank you, welcome. And yes, please do feel free to join me here using that dodo code. I have no idea what's Enable Sisters, but at the moment, I'm doing some gardening, but people are welcome to self-tour around the island. You know, get what you like from the Able Sisters. And also welcome to self-tour either of my houses on the island. They're both a little unfinished. I want to put a big disclaimer on that I don't feel like those are finished house designs. But more than welcome to poke around in there. And a reminder that I'll be taking a break in about half an hour. In roughly half an hour. I'll be taking my usual weekend, like 15-minute break to get another coffee, stretch, walk around a little bit, and if I remember, I'll play an ad as well. And give you folks too, you know, you need to get up, get a snack. It's a great time to do so. And welcome, Oakley. And open reminder and just open policy for folks that I can be a little haphazard with how I refer to people. Usually, you know, I go by like Twitch username, and then if I can build the association in-game, sometimes I'll try to go with the Animal Crossing in-game name, but always what I care about is using whatever name or nickname you would prefer me to use. And you can, at any time, if I forget, if I mess up, you know, if you let me know, I'll apologize and I'll try to do better. That's it. I don't want it to be a lot of pressure or anything like that. Um, just want it to be that simple. But welcome on in. Oh, I see a small dog that wants her morning kibble. One moment here. I'll be right back. I'm still here. Okay. So Marsco's saying that the fountain fireworks are not actually coated as trash. Need a can or boot or tire set. I hear you on that, and all I'll say is I took that. My prompt from that was directly the from the unofficial ACNH guide app, which could be wrong. That's the thing, is it could be wrong, but that is where I let me double check so I'm not just covering for myself. And Dar asks, how come you can say no to recipes when you're not on your own island? I don't know. There's some funny odd stuff like that though, for sure. Alright, I'm trying to catch a fly. Fly near trash, boots, tires, cans, used fountain fireworks, or rotten turnips. So I'm definitely open to being wrong about that. But we should also let the unofficial ACNH guide know, too. Mikan's got to go. Mom is forcing you to play the Oculus with your nephew. Oh, that's bogus, Mikan. I'm sorry about that. You know, hope that just... you can make that a smooth... you know... yeah, I'm sorry that you have to, like... I'm sorry that you have to do that. I hope it goes quickly for you. It's not fair to force people to play things that they don't want to. It doesn't make any sense. The point is to have fun. And making somebody, like, play along in that fashion, I don't know. It's, I think there's usually some better way to go about it anyway. You know, sometimes you need to humor younger relatives, that is a thing. But, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the situation, but maybe the mom can get in the Oculus. Why not? VR is good for... I think that, like, Wii stuff was, you know, really good for a general, not necessarily, you know, erg. And if we can let the flight go, I don't know if somebody might be an Able Sisters possibly, but if you can just exit at your nearest convenience so that this flight can leave, I sure would appreciate it. Is there something else I was doing here? I feel like I was about to look something up, I don't know. Maybe not. Close windows, yes. Let's hope this is the one here. Wonderful, thank you, folks. And hey, Angry Eyeballs. Hi, I have a nice beard. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I actually feel very self-conscious about it most of the time. I feel like it's very patchy. So I really appreciate that. And welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for that follow. And there it is. There's the actual notification going off. Just so you know, I do stream Animal Crossing every morning. been doing that for a while, going to do it for a while longer. And in about 40 minutes-ish, in about 40 minutes from now, I am going to be switching games, though, just so folks are aware. Potentially sooner, if the occasion so deems appropriate. But otherwise, we'll be doing some stuff with crowd control later. I have not actually... No, that's the wrong one. That's the right one. Ooh, hey, doggy. There's the pet cam. Was anybody expecting that close-up? Oh, how does she know? Darn it. How does she... There we go. Very appropriate, Miles Girl. She's getting incredibly savvy with that. Perfect. Perfect sound effects on that one. So Mikan is back. Mom doesn't understand, don't want to use an Oculus to explore the Anne Frank house when you have glasses and everything would be blurry. I can understand that. I know that the different VR headsets really accommodate glasses wearers on a very different level, depending also on the shape and size of your head. I have a separate pair of glasses that I wear when I use my Vive. Is it Vive? I always say it wrong. The HTC one. And the nice thing about the HTC one, though, is that it actually has an adjustable thing, and you can leave more room for glasses if you want to. And I think it just has like a little more space as well. And it also helps that I have like a kind of a smaller face and head. It definitely is an issue with the VR headsets. What I know is, like, if you have your own personal one, you can go ahead and order like prescription lens inserts for them. That's a service now. But you know, that doesn't Angry Eyeballs, you don't know how Twitch works, what happens when you do that. There you go. So just so you know, that's I mean, a lot of people are using different things for audio mans and audio alerts. Hey D, yeah, getting that yes in there. And get some bewilderment in there. Alright. Get that good old bewilderment. I can't believe you'd spend your good mornings on that. We are, I think, I might have to rip a certain actual human cannibal meme later today and add a no command. Does that joke come across at all? Do people know what I'm talking about there? Or a Vader no screen. That would be the other good one. It's true. And oh, hold on. I have to be quiet about this. I can't let her know that we're looking. But she's back. She's eating more. Yeah, I was thinking either Vader no or Shia LaBeouf no. Would either of those might end up being good. JonTron, oh my god. Yeah. No, sadly I used to be a big fan of JonTron. I really was. And then, you know, sadly he had to go out himself as a pretty unapologetic bigot. As far as I know, there's been no reversal of course on that one. So I've avoided any of his stuff for the last few years. I miss laughing at his stuff sometimes. But, you know, there's a lot of other good people out there. Which is always where I try to, like, pivot on it. Is like, well, here are these people I can recommend and keep watching. And Hazy said more nibbles on the kibbles. That's right. And she's getting those good crunches in there. I wish I could get that, I wish I could get that webcam microphone to work without, for some reason, distorting, like, my game audio and everything else. That just seems to be a weird bug I haven't quite been able to sort out entirely. I wish I could be getting those good doggy crunches in there. So sweet. Yeah, she is a sweet little one. The big O bug eyes. Absolutely. And I think she's... Yeah, I just heard a tiny burp. That's why I need that. That's why I need that microphone down there. I guess Goodness, I wasn't really... I don't know if I could go so far as to actually run like a real microphone down there. I just realized what I'm using for audio interface does have another microphone port on it. Alright, maybe I'll add that doggy crunch microphone at some point. We'll have to see about that. Doggy pleases the angry eyeballs. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm sorry that she just walked off and is now... Okay, we actually do have another dog here though. Hold on one second. Let's see if we can't get this one to work. Oh, and way down. Excuse the mess and all that. So this young lad here. That's sorry for the shaky cam. Right, how is... So this is what Cooper does now. He just comes in and hangs out by my feet sometimes. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. He's a good boy, though. Good boy. Okay, so I never thought I'd have my feet on stream. Why is that happening? Well, at least they're mostly obscured. Mikon says, past the halfway mark on an offer. 19 more levels in the mobile app, 43 credit for Tariba. You can do a stream last year. I was about to ask, Tariba's a crane game app website. Okay, interesting. Well, good luck with that, Mikon. He used to have that perfect creamy nose, got himself a battle scar. I still think it's gonna heal up. I think that fur is gonna grow back. We have to wait and see, though. Over the past 2 years, won more than 60 prizes. Wow. Alright. Nice. Oh. And my back is slipping, folks. I'm gonna need that break, that's for sure. You think he's loving that? I don't know. He's starting to give me those looks like he's telling me that I know what he actually wants. And he just comes here and stares at his sister's food. Yep. Oh, look at that boy. He's just staring at that tiny cup of kibble. Oh, this boy. Let me sing to him. Sweet. everything Mikan wins switched to you free. 7 days straight from Japan. Okay, nice. So your plushies. Okay, well I might check it out if you can get plushies. I mean, literally yesterday, I was talking about how I've been thinking about how I'd like to add some plushies around my room. Like I kind of miss having some from when I was young, and it definitely was something that I, just boxed them up and got rid of at a point because I felt like I had to. And now these days I'm like, man, I wish I had my old Yoshi plush. Wish I had my old Mario plushie. And I had some stuffed animals I liked as well. But I wouldn't mind keeping around just as nostalgic objects. Or, whatever. Or, I've got my action figures around. So, why not? Okay, Marsgull permitting him to eat a kibble. Redeemed, give that poor boy a kibble. Okay, alright, we can do it. Oh, no way. Well, look what was just thrown at me. Is this ED&A? I might have had this one. Or one in the line of this Mario 64 Bowser doll who is green enough to be getting green screen out. This feels like a real trophy. I don't know. Boy, unless PBN just staying very on top of the Discord. I actually just beat Mario 64 yesterday. I feel very triumphant about that. Thank you! Oh my goodness. Sorry Dar, do I have weeds? I have like a handful. I have 11 weeds, and maybe a few more in my, But sorry, I don't have too many weeds. A really good way to get weeds is by heading over to Mystery Islands. And the doggies were startled by all that, I think. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab that kibble bit. Yeah, let me give you the permission there. And by the way, Marsgirl, you can do that as well. If it ever comes up, you can do the exclamation mark permit and username. And fortunately, it does work now. And yes, just, I need to add, like, more explanatory text everywhere for things. But, as it says in the sound list there, you do need gnome gold for the sound commands. And, you can get gnome gold by one-way transferring your Good Morning channel points into Gnome Gold. As I said, it's a one-way transfer. But the bot should handle it. If it ever doesn't give you gold after it, you just need to let me know. Every once in a while it breaks, and it acts like it's all fine, but then it does not actually. It keeps the Gnome Gold for itself, and I have to fix it. And I saw that, Nikon, thank you. I'm not going to show it on stream, but I'll take, let me give it a click so that I have it in a tab for myself for later, because I am interested. And certainly for folks who want to check out how you win on this online crane game, definitely check out Mikan Pachi's video on a win out of nowhere. Look at those Pokemon plushes. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking into this one. If I could get some Pokemon plushes inbound, I actually would be pretty happy about that. Where should I put these? Yeah, let's do a strip of orange flowers over here, I guess. You apologize for not filming in landscape. Oh, no worries. I think people are getting more used to that these days. I mean, sometimes it is troublesome, but I mean, certainly for my part, just like after years of people taking, and also myself, taking cell phone video, holding it like that, and then putting it on the computer later and being like, oh, oops. You know, it didn't work out for Quibi maybe, but I think we're all getting more used to the portrait video. Gave that Mimikyu to your nephew. That's very generous of you. Mimikyu would be very nice. I was like, just ran into one in the Pokemon DLC last night. I think Mimikyu is really one of the most like fun and interesting Pokemon in a while, definitely. It's got that nice like kind of creepy factor, but it's also interesting, I think. I guess I just need to, I'm just gonna get a mix of black flowers here. I'm not gonna worry too much about keeping them all that uniform or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, Mimikyu, like, as a design, I just love it. Just as, like, counterfeit Pikachu as a thing. It kind of, it you know, it's not the same, but it reminds me of how they do the Pokemon plushes, but it's a Ditto, doing the, oh darn it, what? I can't believe it. I should remember this off the bat. Transform. That's Ditto's ability, right? Transform. And so it's Pokemon plushes, but they have like the little Ditto eyes. I find that like pretty clever and fun. You know, sort of off-putting, but it's just good to see them having fun with the concept still, I feel like. I think I'm running low on blue flowers, but, you know, black and purples should be doing it. Lots of purples. Lots of presents going by today, also. But yeah, I'm still looking at this Bowser plush on my desk. It's fantastic. It really does take me back over 20 years ago. As I was saying, I just completed a personal playthrough of Super Mario 64, actually. Technically the first time I've played and beaten it. It was one of the first games I had on N64, which was my first video game console myself. But I really did mostly watch my sister play it. And I know I was just saying this yesterday, but a lot of the later levels were just like too hard or too scary for me at the time. But I really enjoyed watching the game and playing like the earlier levels. And I got really into it. Just this week I started playing on Monday or Tuesday. And I just got completely sucked into just a regular 70-star run. And Heezy wants to know, have I completed Mario Odyssey, all the moons, all endings, and everything? No, oh my goodness. I forget how many moons I got in Odyssey. I didn't, I know I didn't even finish, like, I mean, I got, like, the one ending, and then there's the extra bit, and I think I'm still on that, like, first extra bit. I liked Odyssey a lot, but I do feel a little bit the way, I think I've seen some other people be like, you know, maybe too many moons. Might actually be too much of a good thing. I want to get more black lilies, actually. And Mikon wants to share a wholesome pic. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds alright. But good on you, Heezy. That does not sound easy to do. Um, there's 4 endings. Yeah, I think I was still going for like the second one or something like that. Aw, that is wholesome. Look at that Mimikyu and that Pikachu. Finally friends. Yeah, that's quite nice. And thank you for that hydrate and posture check, Doc. I do appreciate that. There's a hydrate. Now let me roll the shoulders and check the posture. Oh, and Ribbon. Lurking and clipping, perhaps. Sorry, don't mean to have the bot blow you out of the water or anything. Good to see you though. If you're out there. And Angry says, very cool island. Don't have enough vision for your own island. Oh. Well, you know, I really would, I guess just what I would want to stress in response to that is that I've been messing around with this every day for over 200 days, you know? So change can be slow and it can take a while. And also, some of my ideas I straight copied from people. You know, some ideas I got as like suggestions. So, you know, it definitely, you know, maybe go looking for some inspiration from other places if you feel like it. So Heezy says the Mushroom Kingdom, first ending, Dark Side, second ending, Darker Side, third. Fourth is every single moon, and 999 moons, and finishing all levels. I think, yeah, I think I was working on the... Well, actually, I'm not sure. I think I was actually working on the third ending then. I think I was on Darker Side. But it has been a while. Is there room for another... Huh. Never noticed that being slightly off-center there. I was asking, would I visit your dream island? I would... Yeah, I want to find a day for that, basically. I want to find a kind of a set day for doing dream islands, honestly. Which is to say, also with, we only have a little bit more time left on Animal Crossing here. So not today, Dar, but please do submit that. I don't think you're not in the Discord, right? If you want to post it now, I'll try to save it with where I have this other dream address. And I was thinking Monday morning I wanted to do dream visits, but I could maybe do them tomorrow. Oh, you are? I'm sorry. If you are in the Discord, maybe I could make a channel for that, theoretically, but you could also just post it in I'm very sorry for forgetting. I ought to be more active in my own Discord. I do see you in there, though. But you could post that in the bulletin board or the general chat area. Please do feel free to post dream codes there. If it's your own, maybe promote yourself, I guess. I wouldn't worry too much about that one. Promote yourself is really more for your Twitches or Instagrams or things, not Discords though. I have a special rule about Discords for various reasons. So now, just gotta wait for these peacock butterflies to roll in, I suppose. Wouldn't that be nice? I am going to take my break soon, and when I come back, it will be with some crowd control games. I'll try to make the list of what I have ready to go through, what I have like ready and set up. And art from Dar, thank you so much. Thank you for this lovely abstract piece here. And Heezy wants to play Odyssey now? Hey, I mean, what's stopping you? get in there. No, I really enjoyed Odyssey a lot, that's for sure. I think honestly, having just gone through Mario 64, I don't know how much just how it makes me sound. But I think I might like it more. I think I might like it. I think Mario 64 might really be my favorite Mario game personally. Just had a lovely time going in through that. Thank you, Dar. I appreciate that. All right, that's great, and I'll be able to find that again when I do have time for that. So we just had a couple of minutes here. I think this is a perfect time for me to start my break, though. I'm going to leave... Nope, actually, I'm going to close my gates. What am I thinking? I'm going to close my gates, take a break. When I come back, just for a more full explanation, there is a Twitch extension called Crowd Control that puts, like, chat interactive functionality into games that weren't originally built with that in mind. It mostly focuses on older games, but it also supports some modern games. I have set up kind of as many as I could at the moment. And I'll have a little bit more to say about that in terms of what I have tested working and what doesn't. So Odyssey and Luigi's Mansion 3, both great and deserve a round of applause. Oh, Heezy finished Luigi's Mansion 3 twice. All right. I really wanted to get Luigi's Mansion 3 this month and try to play it. I have not been able to afford it, but I'll pick it up sometime. You know, fortunately that one they won't be pulling off shelves in March, so I can wait a year or two for it to get cheaper. I only played the first Luigi's Mansion, the 3DS port, I think last year, and really had a good time. And the first one I played was actually the second Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, which I love that game. Liked it a little bit more than the first one, to tell you the truth. Thought it was kind of a tighter experience. So that's great to hear about Luigi's Mansion 3, though. Makes me very excited to pick that up when I do get the chance to. And Dar posting the Dream Island for folks in chat. Sounds good. Yeah, if you need something to do while I am off, maybe think about taking a little dream trip there. So yeah, folks, I will try to be back within the next 15 minutes here, and I will be changing games at that point. You can run an ad if you'd like to. You can go ahead and run that. Okay, there we